Hi, I'm Natalie Slipko reporting live from HSBC Arena with one of my favorite players of the Buffalo Bandits, John Tavares. Thank you for joining me, John.
Thanks for having me, Natalie.
Now, John, what position do you play on the Buffalo Bandits?
I am a forward. I play a left-handed shot, so I play on the right side of the floor.
Well, you're a rather big guy. I don't think I'm going to get you angry in any sense of the word.
Not many people think that I'm a big guy. I'm about average size. I'm not that big, but I'll take the compliment.
Absolutely. Well, now, I've seen one of your games, and you guys exhaust the heck out of me. I mean, do you have a case of Red Bull before you have these games? Because you're running back and forth, and you exhaust me. How do you keep your stamina up for all of these games?
Definitely there's lots of running. I'm sure that Red Bull would be a great sponsor for the league because we do quite a bit of cardio. And, that's the key. You got to really train and stay focused and stay in shape. I'm 42 years old, so imagine me running around with 28-year-old studs out there. So I have to be very wise when I have to exert my energy because I have to conserve as much as possible because the guys are in phenomenal shape.
Now, prior to each game, do you have a pregame ritual that you do, like for good luck before each of your games?
Yeah, I can't tell you all of them. But
And there's no secrets?
They change. I'm not one for superstitions. I always think that's an excuse for not doing well for some reason. But I like to do absolutely nothing. I just rest, just kind of try to conserve energy. But there's really nothing that I really do.
Now, what do you love about lacrosse? What drew you to the sport?
Well, when I started playing when I was 4, because my older brother played and kids around the neighborhood played, and I've played ever since. But as an adult and as a sports fan, I like the action-packed, the pace, the hits, the entire game. It's just fast and there's a lot of action. So it has a lot of physicality, it has a lot of goals, and you have to be smart to play as well.
So you're smart, you're good-looking, and you're built. I'm single. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. At any rate, now, do you do anything besides playing for the Buffalo Bandits? What do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I have 2 kids, and I spend a lot of time with them. But lacrosse isn't paid nearly enough to make it my full-time job. So I'm a high school mathematics teacher in the Toronto area, and that's what I do Monday to Friday.
That's terrific. Now, I just spoke with your assistant coach, Rich Kilgore. What was it like playing with him for so many years, and the fact that he's going to be honored retiring his number tomorrow night?
Well, Rich was our captain for many years, and he was a great captain, a great leader. He was great in the change room. He was great on the bench, great on the floor. He led by example, and he knew exactly what to say and when to say it. And when Richie retired a couple years ago, he was greatly missed. And I'm very fortunate to be able to play with Rich and also to play for him now as a player and as a coach. And I'm glad that I can be part of the night tomorrow night because they're going to retire his number tomorrow.
Absolutely. It's going to be spectacular,
Yeah,
I'm
it's definitely
sure.
long overdue, and he's the second Buffalo Bandit to have his jersey retired. His brother Darius is the first to have his jersey retired, so I'm happy for Rich. And
Last week's game against Rochester, you guys were down in the first quarter, then you tied it up, and it was neck and neck, 52 seconds left in the game, and you were one of the key players in getting that goal, and it was Steenhouse that inevitably made the goal, right?
Did, yeah.
So how did you guys rally to come back and clinch that win?
Well, the game of lacrosse is a game of runs, so you can score very fast in the lacrosse game, so you're never out of the game for one. And we didn't get off to a great start, probably because we played the night before and they were sitting at home waiting for us. But we showed a lot of character and came back. And I'm not sure what I did in that goal to be a big part of it, but I did have an opportunity before Mark. I just missed at the crossbar, and Mark made a phenomenal one-on-one play, and he scored the game-winning goal, which everybody was happy for Mark and for the team, of course.
Now, let's talk about the future. Do you see yourself still playing for a couple of years with the team? Do you see yourself maybe becoming a coach at some point?
Well, I love.
Or is that to be determined?
No, people have been asking me that question since I was 30, and I'm 42. So I just enjoy playing, and literally I have to take it season by season. And sometimes during the season, there's moments in it where I'm like, can I even finish the season? So I'd love to.
Sure you can.
I'm definitely finishing this season, but I'd love to be able to give somebody that answer, but I just don't know when because I just love playing, and there's a fine line about playing and embarrassing yourself out there. When you get up in there in age, I'm still very competitive. I still like the camaraderie of all the players and being around the guys and competing. So I'm not sure that I'm ready to give it up. But when I start embarrassing myself out there, then that's definitely going to start.
I don't think you're
It's
embarrassing
starting.
yourself because I
No.
have read your stats and they
Yeah.
are pretty impressive. So you definitely should be proud of yourself. And of course, the Buffalo Bandits. I mean, 4 championships. That just doesn't happen overnight.
No, I mean, we've had some great teams in Buffalo, and I'm fortunate to play with a lot of great players here, and it's a great place to play. It's the best place in the National Lacrosse League to play Buffalo. Our fans are phenomenal. Have you watched the game in Buffalo?
I'm going to watch my first game tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to be a part of the game tomorrow night. So I've already been told I'm going to see orange wigs, an array of attire, and so I'm probably going to look the most conservative out of the whole bunch. But I look forward to it. That's for
Well, you
sure.
have to get started. It's close to one.
I had to wear orange. Come on, it's part of the get-up. Now, speaking of which, tomorrow night, of course, not only is Rich Kilgore getting his number retired, but what is your strategy going ahead to clinch first place
Yeah.
against Boston?
They have a great offensive team. They've been struggling over the last 5-6 weeks. I think they lost 4 or 5 games in a row, but they won last week, which they really needed. They kind of scare. I've been thinking about that. Our last 2 games are against Boston and Rochester, and we're going to face one or the other. And we beat both of them twice, and we play them 3 times in the season. It's kind of scary because we possibly can beat them 3 times, and then we might face them in the first round. It's a 1-game playoff, so it's tough to beat somebody 4 times in a row, regardless if you're a better team or not. So going into this game, our focus is, just continue to do what we're doing and try to clinch first place and just kind of take 1 game at a time. I know I'm starting to kind of look in the playoff picture, but it would be great to get home floor advantage throughout the playoffs and play in front of our fans, because we do have the best fans in the league, and you'll experience that tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, I grew up here, and I'm going to give you a snap because I think you guys are definitely going to win, not only tomorrow, but I think you're going to win your 5th championship going forward. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for helping me out today, John, and best of luck tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you're right, and I hope you bring us that good luck.
I will.